Welcome again to our Real Health Clinic. We aren't wearing the mask here, but we are wearing this protection because a lot of airborne bullets and drones are flying everywhere, locally, around the world, between people, between the president and the Pope. So we advise wearing these. Today, by the way, is the 7th year anniversary of the opening of this Real Health Clinic. We've been bringing these posts to you on Facebook for 7 years. And you remember what happened 7 years ago? It's when the great Cathedral of Notre Dame caught on fire and burned. That's what inspired us to open this health clinic, because we realized then that there's a spiritual malaise, a need for a spiritual medicine in modern Western civilization. And we've been doing that ever since. So 7 years ago today is when we started. Now, what we've been doing here at this health clinic recently is we've been focusing on researching and coming up with an antidote for a systemic disease in America. It's called bipolarism, where we look at things in either or categories and we don't really use reason. We don't listen to other sides. There is no middle ground or nuance or anything like that. We jump right away to extreme confusion, extreme indictments about the other side and them against us. This is a serious problem, and it has infected the Pope. Yes, the Pope, and also Trump, as we see in this last incident of their exchange or kind of war, their tiff, their argument, whatever you want to say. And this is a very serious problem. Now, yesterday you heard from Southside Joe. He's a volunteer here. He, fixes the water faucets and kind of a custodian. He helps us out here. And every once in a while he gives us 2 cents. So he gave us 2 cents to the Pope. And some pretty good common sense from the South Side of Chicago. But we'll get back to the Pope on this. So we're going to be sifting through, examining, diagnosing the Holy Father and President Trump in this bipolar war that's going on between them. You may not call it a war, but whatever. We're going to call it a war here. But I must appeal today, first now, to MAGA people. MAGA people. We need your help. We need your help. If you are a parent, for example, and you see something disconcerting in your child, and you correct them, or you take them to a doctor and they get diagnosed with something, you do that not because you're against them, or you hate them, or you're anti my child. It's precisely because you care about them. You want them to grow up healthy and to be healthy. That's how we are here at this Real Health Clinic. We've got to be very, very clear about that, because the bipolarism out there, it doesn't allow people to see that. So if we correct a child, it's because we love them. Same thing here. We love our patients. Trump is one of our patients, and we love him. Yeah, we love him just because he's our president. We love the president of the United States, regardless of what you feel about him emotionally. It's not about feelings. We disregard feelings here. Feelings are not, it's not the answer here. The presidency happens to be occupied by a man named Donald Trump. So we want that presidency to be healthy. Understand? Now, because of our business here, if we see something not healthy, we have to, by duty, calls us to tend to that and to ask for help for that person. And right now at our clinic here, we're asking help from MAGA people. We really, really need you to make sure you're not suffering from bipolarism. And you're hearing what we're trying to say, our concern. And you need to come to the aid of your president, if you care about him. Now, if you don't care about him, you'll jump right away into bipolarism. You'll shoot bullets at us and misinterpret what we're saying here. So I hope you care about the president. If you're a MAGA person, you supposedly do, but sometimes I wonder. Let's see. Right now, your president, our president, especially yours if you're a MAGA person, is in deep trouble, deep spiritual trouble. It's not his fault. It's just like when you get a disease, it's not your fault necessarily. You just get the disease, but you have to diagnose it. He's in a lot of trouble because there is a demonic influence that has entered the White House and people around him. And that demonic influence, we're going to call, it's a big name, we're going to call it Zionist dispensationalism. Zionist dispensationalism. And to make that a little bit shorter, easier, we're going to use a person's name to identify. It's sort of at the heart of this demonic influence. And that person's name is Paula White. Paula White. And we need you to understand that our president is under the spell of this person, Paula White. She's something like a pagan priestess, maybe even a witch. But there's others around her that have been infected as well. And this is going to spell big, big trouble for Mr. Trump, President Trump. And I alert you who are MAGA to be tuned to this. If you care about your president, if you care, and again, to me, the verdict's still out on that. Because if we care about a person, just like if we care about a child, we will recognize, we'll stay on top, we'll be vigilant. We recognize if something's wrong, they're being harmed by something, we have to tend to that. And our president is being seriously harmed by something, and it's coming out in the symptoms very, very blatantly. And the Zionist dispensationalism is going to mean the destruction of the presidency, America, maybe even the world. This is a very dangerous disease, and it has infected the White House very, very deeply. And the president is showing signs of losing control. He's showing signs, just like you see if someone has a fever, you know, that it's a sign of a disease. So we're going to be looking at that more closely. But we wanted to alert you because we feel this is an emergency. This is an urgency. We need all MAGA people to come to the aid of their president right now, who's under a certain influence. I'm not saying it's his fault, but the devil, what the devil does, and trust our diagnosis here, this is our business, real health, spiritual health, spirituality. What the devil does is he looks for vulnerability in a person, and he goes into that vulnerability, and that's what's happening to our president. We'll talk more about that because we'd like to keep these sessions short, but stay with us because this is a serious, serious problem, and it's also going to result in, it's already started, we'll talk about that tomorrow, it's already started with this Paula White person. It's going to mean the persecution of Catholics in America. Trust us, we're very good at diagnosis.